Okay, so this one's dark, and I don't give a crap. How about that? Anyway, this video is a question for scientists, or about scientists. Why aren't more scientists just horribly depressed? It amazes me, I watch these scientists just desperately trying to prove that there is no God, everything is random, that, there's no happy ending, no heaven. And they're also trying to prove that, that nature works by survival of the fittest, and most of these scientists aren't exactly heartthrobs or, ladies' men. If it's like they're desperate to prove that that they are inferior when it comes to, how many, it's because according to the scientists, as I mentioned in another video, everything's about how many women you can sleep with if you're a guy. So, or, well, really, and if you're a woman, it's about raising children successfully, basically. So, I guess if you're a woman scientist, you can have your child and raise it successfully, and you've pretty much done your job evolutionarily. So I guess I can understand women scientists better, but male scientists, they're just desperately trying to prove, and they're firm in their belief that they are, that they aren't as much of a physical specimen as as the fittest among us. Clearly, a pro athlete is going to have a lot more children than a scientist will. So, it just doesn't make any sense. And the scientists just have no interest in. As soon as scientists prove that there was no God, they should be devastated. You know what that means? It means that you don't matter, and that no one really cares about you. Your family cares about you, maybe, but it's sort of a pointless thing. Everyone's family cares about them, but it's only for the sake of continuing humanity. It's not for any greater reason. Basically, you're just insignificant. You don't matter. Nothing you do matters. If scientists are right, and I believe they are, then everything is just pointless. And I've already gone over this. I've said how everything is pointless. Clearly, unless there is a God, everything is pointless. So, I just don't understand how scientists can so giddily proclaim that everyone is insignificant and that when you die, everything is over. I don't know how anyone can find any joy in that. And I guess that's pretty much it. I'm wondering why, most scientists, if they, really thought about what they were saying, should be suicidal. But instead they talk about the glory of existence and the wonder of all the amazing little things that are happening. Yeah, great. Glory, wonder. Guess what? Who gets the glory? Who gets the wonder? Not you. Some abstract randomness gets glory and wonder. Oh, let's all praise the abstract randomness. That's what scientists are saying. They're like, oh, isn't it amazing how all this can come from abstract randomness? It's like scientists should just get down on their knees and praise Gashuva Vlababadabu, which is a random word that is just as meaningful as the actual randomness that occurs that makes the universe what it is. Scientists, they're praying to the randomness god, and I don't see why they think it's so fantastic that all this amazing machinery that's going on doesn't have any reasoning behind it. How can they be so enthusiastic about something? I think scientists just like to think they're smarter than everybody else, and so they're just so pleased with themselves for figuring what they think is figuring everything out that that it's just sort of a way for them to pat themselves on the back, even though it means nothing, because nothing means anything godless world, scientists still manage to kind of live in denial and just say, well, I figured that out. That makes me a good scientist, and that's all they care about. So scientists, I wish you'd stop being so exuberant about proclaiming things that are so horribly, painfully true. And one other thing, if it is true that that everything is random and there is no God, which I believe is probably the way things look right now, then at this point in time, it also does not pay to think for your fellow man. So basically, scientists are proclaiming, because in the past, we needed to care about our fellow man biologically because we needed to preserve our human group, and the way we did that was we worked together. It was a cooperative instinct so that we can all survive. But at this point, there's just too many people. So, if scientists were honest, they would come out and say that 4 billion of us should just be killed off immediately. And that would actually help our chances of survival. I don't know if scientists are aware of that. Maybe the more ecologically aware ones are. But so scientists should even go as far as to proclaim, they don't, but they should go as far as to proclaim, as long as we live in a godless world, then most human life in the modern world has no value. In fact, it has a negative value. That's what scientists are proclaiming, and they're happy about it. They're just, overwhelmed with excitement about the nothingness that they're talking about. So, scientists, I don't understand. You annoy me, and I wish that you weren't right, because it's a sad world when there's no God and no future for every one of us individually.